So there's like 14 categories, and it's all R&B. So if you are watching or here, and people popped in your head who you think should be recognized, or at least have a chance to be on that ballot, please go and nominate them because nobody else is doing this for us. So we got to do it, make it bigger. Last year was really good. We had a really good turnout, but I feel like this year should be twice as big. I added a second venue. Last year we had both events at Natalie's Grandview in Columbus. And this year we're doing Upfront Performance Space, which is downtown Columbus. They came on as a sponsor. Their space is beautiful. It's perfect for performance. And then we'll still do the award show at Natalie's. So can't think of anything else. That's a lot of information in a very short amount of time. So does anyone have questions for me? No? Okay.
Well, what was the website that you
SoDopeEntertainment.com, and then you just can click on festival or do /festival. And on that page, it'll link you to the performance application and the nomination form, where you can just type people's names in there and submit it.
Okay.
One word or ENT?
One word, So Dope Entertainment.
Is there any certain ages that can perform?
18 and over is preference because sometimes people get, not sometimes, a lot of people get real spicy. It's R&B, so. It's kind of a little spicy. I think it might get a little spicier this year. And there's alcohol and stuff, so I don't want to get into like trying to manage all that.
Now, where is it at?
Which part? In Columbus.
In Columbus.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, in Columbus.
Mhm.
So yeah, downtown for the showcase, and then back in Natalie's, which is kind of near campus, like North Columbus for the award show. Both of the venues are super beautiful, but like the award show, just think about the Grammys, that's how it's kind of formatted.
Mhm.
Like the band in between the things and performances. And last year we did a John Legend tribute. I haven't decided who I want to do this year, but it'll be another medley kind of thing. So that was real cool too. People were crying getting awards. It was amazing.
It's beautiful.
It was. It was like, wow. Because I planned to do it for 1 year. Like, I'm just going to do it. And then I was like standing in the back. I'm like, damn, people are crying. I think I got to do it again. This is very important. Like, it really meant a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are opportunities that maybe these people never even have the light to shed on them. Not that they're not worth it.
Yeah.
It's just that we don't
There's
have
not
opportunity.
stuff for it.
Yeah.
Especially not. There's award shows, but a lot are multi-genre or very hip-hop heavy. There's nothing like just independent R&B in the state. Like, everybody needs to know about us. That does not exist. Well, it does now, but it didn't exist before. So I've been to award shows and been nominated for stuff like radio awards and stuff, but it was all kinds of different stuff. So it was also beautiful because artists were talking to each other and becoming friends. People had done collabs and all kinds of stuff, and looking all cute in their outfits, and it was really, really like beautiful and positive and so fun. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. And it was fall. I purposely picked fall because I'm not a hot weather girly. Fashion in the fall is fun. So I was thinking about all of those things when I was picking the time frame. And summer's crazy. There's so much to do. Beginning of October, you're kind of calming down a bit. Kids back in school. So everything was like, okay, this was the right time.
So is it outside or inside?
Inside.
Inside.
Yeah, I want to do those things. Maybe if it gets too big for inside 1 year, it might be outside or part of it. But yes, it's indoors in the AC. Everybody's here. Stay the way it was supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of anything else. I think we have, I want to say 14 performers. So by the time it was over, I paid like 40 people between band, house band for the award show, DJ, all of the performance. It is a paid performance.
Yes.
That's important to me. So I think that I know that being an artist, creating a festival, my perspective is different on how would I want to be treated if I was like being booked for something? How have I been treated at things that I would, were there things about that I would change? Hospitality wise, even the little things like when you check in, are they nice to me? Like that kind of stuff. So that was my approach. Everybody get paid. The promo is really dope leading up to it. So everybody knows who's performing, how to find them, even afterwards. It's just a lot of love and a lot of details that goes into it. So my main need, if anyone wants to know, is getting people's access to the thing. And do all that work. Hopefully this grant comes through and then that'll alleviate a lot of concerns. But more bodies in the place, because that nothing shows, I would say, more than being able to be like, look at all of these people who are here to support. They support each other, meet each other, we look good, we're having a good time. I think that's very important. Yeah. That's all I got. Anybody else want to play a song?
Well, I'll add something if you don't mind.
Please.
Really, I'm like caught between the two things. I have a suggestion.
Yes.
So for her Soul Dope Sundays, one thing that we used to do is a bunch of us from Dayton would meet up here, follow each
Oh,
other.
your
up to-
caravan. Yes, you did.
follow each other. I mean, we don't have a caravan, but follow each other up to Columbus, and then Dayton was in the building.
Very much so.
And it was a beautiful thing, and it was great to have that opportunity, and performance opportunity and networking opportunity. And the same with this, and which brings me back, if I already told everybody in this room this story, my apologies, but Camille and I originally know each other from the Ohio Hip Hop Awards, which most of you are probably too young.
Once upon a time in Cleveland,
Yeah,
they had a very big thing.
it used to be great.
It was
It was
big.
Really, really great.
It was the best networking
It
It was
was.
fabulous. The red
opportunity
carpet, all of it.
in Ohio. It was
It was super
connections that I made then, obviously,
The
still now.
people ruined it. They gave the founders a hard time. Like,
Oh
this
my
person
God, let me
nominated.
tell
They
you,
were horrible to them.
just as a rep,
Yeah,
what I took
I don't know how you did that.
yes, people ruined it. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore.
But it went 12 years.
Yeah.
12 years.
It should have been
And
20 years.
right,
It should still be
and
going on.
I wish,
Yeah.
I wish, but even I, towards the end, and I had been staff for some years by that point, I was like, if I get criticized one more time because somebody that I never heard of didn't win an award, then, I
Or
know-
didn't get to perform, or
or
just
you name
being
it.
there. Hi.
Sorry, I had juice in my mouth. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I know we're super tardy to the party. Okay, let me go around and hug everyone. Hi, beautiful. So good to see
So
you.
good to see you.
Hi.
Hi, baby.
We were talking about the Ohio Hip Hop Awards that doesn't exist anymore because people didn't appreciate it.
I was just about to say that there is one on the wall right there, but people
Oh, here in the hallway.
people don't even, they're like, and who
They
are
don't know.
these people on this award? Especially because it doesn't say Mo Beeks. It's
Yeah.
the one and only thing that his government got put on. And you know whose fault that was? Not intentionally, but since the business aspect was more mine, and obviously the music was his,
Right, yeah.
they were so familiar with me
You put your
that they
name on
went
it.
by. They put. I mean, obviously we had the
Yeah.
same last name,
Yeah.
so
So when they did it, they put
they didn't even know what they were doing. They did not know.
That's
And he was so humble about it.
That's cool.
But unintentionally, that was my fault. But the business side, that's always been. I mean, you guys know I'm not sitting
Right.
behind them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that would be a disaster. But yeah. So I'm pretty sure I interrupted something there, but
No, that's where we met. And
yes.
I was in a hip hop group. I was basically Lauryn Hill of the Fugees, but in Ohio briefly.
Sweet.
And but we were really dope. And we won.
They were.
They had
This
like
is true.
competitions, and then if you win a spot, then you get to go on the whole tour. So they toured the whole state. Like it was
Yes.
a show in Kansas,
Every
and
single
Toledo.
summer.
And it was all summer long, so we won that opportunity, and then we got to perform at the award show. Where I'm not there yet, but one day we'll get there.
Yes.
So that's a lot. They had networking events, the tour, just they would set up like podcasts or interviews, media, like it was absolutely insane.
It
And then-
was
big
a
award show.
machine.
yeah.
It was a beautiful thing, and we were a family and staff too, and we were from all over the state. So you next,
Yes.
because there's nothing like that, and I think what's going on in this room is a really good start.
Yes.
Well, there's so much more. I'm not saying only this
No,
room.
but this is the kind
But-
of thing that could happen in Cleveland, and then I'm in Dayton, and then because there's artists, they're everywhere.
And I'm
Who need
still
us.
in touch with my Cleveland Connects. Like
Yeah.
D Loran will hook us up.
Yeah, you'll be in there out there too.
Because when I went up there with another artist who was just doing performing at an open mic club in Cleveland,
Mhm.
he came out just to say hi.
Oh, that's so nice.
So it was a real good group of people, and much missed. But
Very much so.
it's time for R&B to take over, because I really love how you spelled it out, what's in our soil. See, I always say that too. I've never heard anybody else say that.
I'm like, it's something in the dirt here. Like, no
It
matter what city,
is.
like, somebody's amazing. The musicianship, the vocals, the writing, just so good. Something really special. So as long as the people support the thing, the thing will keep moving.
Yes, and I'm behind you 100%. And actually, I remember the first time we really got to know each other is when we had the Ohio Hip Hop Awards
Yeah.
Network, and when you toured. And I thought, I really like her. And I love it that we're here.
Yeah,
I'm not
I was
even
like
gonna
sitting on the
guess.
couch 10 years ago listening to somebody
Was it
else
that
talk
long ago?
about
I said,
the Ohio Hip Hop Awards, and I was
Yep.
just an artist in the corner, like, okay, I had no idea
that it
I would be
you.
the person 10 years later. Not a clue that that's
I
what
love it.
happened.
I love it
It's
that
really dope.
we're still here. I love it that you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, okay, I've talked.
Okay. Well, Cece's here. Cece won Best Female Vocalist last year.
Yay.
Yes.
Can I talk about how
And she performed?
the things?
Yes, I haven't got any.
Cause
to
I
talk
like
to
was
anybody.
just fussing at like my phone. So yeah, I definitely. Camille, my friend, I've been knowing her for a very long time. I'm happy that like we're in this room and you in Dayton, girl.
I am.
You in the city. First time I saw Camille sing ever was at Delish. I think he was opening for Dwelle
Yes.
How did
downtown.
I miss that?
This because this was
Two
you
shows.
probably somewhere with Mo. It was that long ago.
Yeah, well, Delish downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they passed away
The same.
within weeks.
Yeah. That was
Yeah,
crazy.
that was-
So, yeah.
But you was singing. You opened for Dwelle. You play with L.
I did.
And then I saw you the next time in Columbus. Like I didn't see you again in the city until I saw you in Columbus again. But it was on like more very like I could actually talk to you that time.
Probably like New Harvest or something. Like, or
I think
Cafe.
so. That's because that was our
Yeah.
opening to Columbus, right?
Yeah.
So fast forward, this my girl. That's my girl. She sang down. Love you. She could crochet. She could cook. What can't you do? Like, she married now. It's different times, but I saw when she posted, because Camille has always been for the people, and every time she got something going on that I feel like, damn, I want to get on this, I want to support, I want to be a part of this. I ain't never hit you up under like I'm about to apply. I might be like, what's the real link? 'Cause Mama can't see. But I'm applying like a regular person, and in hope that like friendship aside, you see me what I'm trying to exude. And my first ever sold out anything was with you.
Yeah, the R&B showcase.
Yes.
I'm always doing something.
And I love that. And I'm like, nobody is a gatekeeper of shit. I had an event going on in the city for like a summer that kind of flopped, but the integrity of it was, we gonna talk and you gonna sing, or you gonna rap, or you gonna do your thing, and then we gonna talk, and that's like exactly what
Yeah.
your showcase was giving. And I'm like, oh my god, now I get to sit on the other side of it.
So it was an R&B showcase. I booked a
Yes.
feature. I made dinner. We did it on Sunday.
Yes.
So it's like you get
You was
Sunday
pregnant.
dinner. Oh God.
You was ready to
Oh my
get
God.
like, okay.
Everybody sat down and ate my soul food that I
Yes.
made, and then
It was
It was
beautiful. And we
Everyone
talked
sold out. We did.
and we did the music.
And I
we
interviewed them on
talked.
stage, so we
Yeah.
talked, and then they performed, so everybody was comfortable and like
And
relaxed.
and I've noticed, like I said, I don't feel like you can't gatekeep shit. Nobody's doing anything right for real. We might just be putting a new gloss on it.
Mhm.
But you made me feel like, damn, okay, I could do this again. I could do this again. Because this is how I want artists to feel. This is the real platform I want to give. And Camilla's doing it. And like, if she could do it, I can do it.
Yes.
So that's what that made me feel like. So fast forward to when I'm starting to see, and I only was really checking for the festival. Mamas didn't know nothing about the award show. I didn't know how it worked. I didn't even look too hard, to be honest. And when you finally went live, I was late to the live,
When I announced the nominees.
and my phone died before you ended the live. So when my phone come back on, I'm in Columbus. I'm outside of the Retro. Me and my husband about to play there. I'm just like sharing, like, oh, I can finally say something now, because I knew I was one of the people. I think me, Yvonne, and Luther Slade were the only artists from Dayton
Yeah.
that performed in the festival. And so I'm like, okay, I can finally say something. Like I did, I ain't gonna lie, I did tell my mama, but I told her, I'm like, you can't say nothing,
No
girl.
post it yet.
Can't tell nobody, you can't post yet until it's time. So when I just saw that, like, okay, I was mentioned, it's time to share it. I missed the whole rest until end of the live. So when you commented under my post, like, oh, and by the way, when I tell you, I literally was like, ah! In Retro, like the security came looking like the fuck, and I'm muting my screen. I was bawling,
Oh.
and I had to call my mom. I was like, Mommy, who did this? I'm like, I'm in the award show too. Somebody nominated me.
A lot of people did.
I was so blind to I don't know, I'm sure you had a very thorough voting process and all that shit. I had no idea. So the entire time after that, I called Dre. I did see that he was nominated. I'm like, right. I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I was nominated too? And like the triangles, our best female and male vocalists. Wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be a laugh?
Well.
Fast forward some more to the night of the award show. I'm nervous. My girl, I didn't know what I was gonna wear. That's always, you could ask Samurai. That is always the thing I forgot about. I'm not worried about the music, what I'm gonna do.
The clothes.
Yes.
What am I going to wear? What am I gonna wear? And this is my first award show, mama. So I'm like, wait, what are we gonna do? So I went shopping in my mommy's closet. Shout out to Rhonda. That's my Beyonce. I go shopping in my mommy's closet, but I cannot fit what I picked. And it's not the silhouette it's giving. I got a seamstress homegirl. When I tell you the day of, she was sewing me together and finishing it up, but I was happy with it. We get there, we're in a parking lot. I pull up at the same time as B Jazz, and then my mom pull up right behind. And she couldn't attest. She did not take a shot with us, but she did bless the bottle. She said, "In the name of Jesus." She ain't never blessed the bottle before. So now that's how we bless the bottle. If y'all bless it for real. But we just keep keying in the parking lot talking about church. Like, we didn't even know it had started yet, for real. My mom, obviously, she's not partaking in the festivities, so she goes inside with my sibling and find their seat. And I kid you not, maybe 5 minutes later, I'm putting something out. My sibling comes out, I was like, "See, Dre, come on, they're calling your names." And I didn't even have my shoes on. It was very much family. We putting things out, putting chicken nuggets away, like, close the bottle. Where's my shoes? Where's my real shoes? I had on the house shoes. Where's my heels? And so we're running in. I'm laughing the whole time. Camille, I tried to write a speech. I'm like, this sounds pretentious. I'm better. I know what I want to say. I'm going to let my heart lead. I don't want to be like, and to the Academy. Like, I didn't want it to give that. I just knew I was going to be emotional. Me and Dre whole switch places. Dre gave like a 5-minute speech, had everybody crying.
Yes, he
I
did.
was laughing from the time my sibling came outside like, y'all, they calling y'all up. Y'all had moved on by the time we actually made it in. Because like I said, I had to pull my life together. I didn't know
Yeah.
things were happening. I laughed. I was just like, this was just like a what if. Like, that would be cool. I'm just happy to even sing the night before.
Yeah.
And you let me close it out.
And you
I'm
sang
like,
at the Ford show.
listen, I was like, I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be acknowledged. And so I'm laughing the whole time. I couldn't stop laughing when we got up there. I done walked up on stage and like, no, let us reintroduce y'all. But y'all are my family. So I'm not thinking like, okay, let me wait. But I just was like, just grateful. I've been grateful ever since. And not because I'm like trying to hide it or nothing. I don't want my kids to destroy my award. It's in the box.
And the award's really cute.
It's so cute. And I'm like, should I have brought it? I don't know. I didn't want to be weird. But it's in the box to be protected and preserved forever. It will be passed down to my baby girl one day. But
It's a cute box with little silky things.
a lot of artists look at the Grammys and certain awards as like, that's what will solidify me, or it ain't it until I get that. But I am a person that experienced a lot of loss rapidly, like at a young age, and so I learned very quickly like to appreciate, and I'm very sentimental. And I'm very much like, oh, make me something, cook me something.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care about the expensive shit because that could burn up and
Yeah.
go away in a minute. Like, we don't have to wait on the higher ups, the elites, whoever they may be, to acknowledge us. Because acknowledging each other is, oh
It's
my God,
best.
I'm trying not to cry. Acknowledging each other feeds, because you know me. I can see you, I can talk to you. I'm not just talking to a screen. I'm not just, and you are like literally cranking the gears of keeping music going in Columbus with integrity.
Yeah.
With like, we not just selling y'all a bunch of dreams, like everybody got a chance to sound check. I was late to the festival and I was like, Camille, I will go last. I just need to touch the mic because my shit's a little weird. I need your man to be looking at me, like, because it's pauses. I'm gonna talk, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You made sure everybody got a chance to have it their way. Folks came with background dancers, wardrobe changes, everything. The only thing we didn't have last year was live music, but it wasn't missed because everybody got to do them.
Yeah, and that was because it was so many different kinds of artists. I was like, how the hell would I even, no, I'm not even going to do it. We're going to have a DJ. But it was like, if you want to bring a keyboard player, you could. Most people opted not to. But I mean, we had like a dancer flipping over chairs with his dancers.
Literally.
And you had some, just stand there and sing.
Mm-hmm.
Singers, and then, people walking around the stage. So,
And the sound was so good.
yeah. So
The
now,
sound quality was amazing. Not that I'm a sound snob.
I don't play about sound. It's got to be right.
That
Like, I need
part.
to hear everything that's going on.
But that's the beautiful thing, like, after just one time when you work with Camille, like, you're for the people. And by this time, all of us have experienced somebody that just got money and space, and they don't give a fuck about nothing else.
They're there to sell
You
tickets
know, not to cuss.
and make the money.
Yeah, they just want the dollars and, and there's music playing. They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't know about their sound system. They mad when you asking, like, can I sound check? Like, what do you mean?
So many
Where are y'all at? What time is it?
Sound good. Just get up there.
So even that much, and the fact that it was several artists outside that I had never met before, that for some of them this was their first live performance, and they didn't even know to ask for a sound check.
They didn't have to.
They didn't have to, but they didn't like. What am I supposed to get up there and do?
Yeah.
Do your thing and make sure it sounds right
Make
to
sure you
you.
sound good.
And so, like, even that was just beautiful, getting to just support other people. I felt big auntie energy watching Luther and Yvonne up there.
They're so good.
They are,
They're so
and
good.
I'm glad that they were on it, and I had no idea that they even like applied, but even like just getting to see the next generation kind of work their kinks out. Shout out to Michael. He tugged on me when Yvonne was singing and was like, I remember when like when you wasn't so comfortable.
Yeah.
When like seeing me get
No,
comfortable.
you wasn't like.
No, I left that to Dre. Give me a mic stand. Where's my mic stand? Dre
I
can
didn't do
jump.
that.
I want to be here,
Yeah.
but getting to see somebody literally blossom.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I cried so much that weekend, but good tears.
Yeah.
And then it was all laughter, and I let
Yeah.
Dre do the rest of crying. But I think it's so important to be in those spaces. I hope that you get just all the funding, all the investments to continue, because I could see this being like a week-long thing with workshops and more networking events and more pre-show shows, and like maybe the festival turn into a 2-day thing, maybe it turns into a weekend-long thing, it turns into a tour. But knowing like Ohio is not to be slept on in any capacity, and we are not waiting on y'all to acknowledge us. We're gonna make our own shit. We're gonna do our own things. We're gonna give our own people their flowers in real time when they can smell them, and catch up. Come check it out. Hit the link. Like tap in. Get here. I'm grateful to know you in real life and be like that's the shit I love. Like, oh my God. And everybody damn near in the room, I could be like, I know her, and this is a cool thing she's doing. These are the cool things.
So many
Like,
things. I
that's
just started
amazing.
a songwriter. The first one.
I saw that. Did that close out the app
It's the
store?
first one, but I'm gonna keep doing them.
Okay.
It is a songwriter showcase. So songwriters sign up, and then there's like 5 of them, and they will come and talk about a couple songs, and then they will perform a couple songs. But it's all about songwriting, so to any genre. But it's called Heat. So when you're on SoDopeEntertainment.com, click on Heat,
Okay.
and then if you want to present at some point and come and be a songwriter, then you just fill out a little form, so I know, and then I schedule out as I plan them. So I've been wanting to do that for a while too, because songwriters are the reason music exists. Like otherwise, it'll just be a bunch of beats out here. All your favorite songs ever. Somebody sat down
Somebody
and wrote that for Whitney, for Luther, for everybody. It's the songwriters are the soul of every genre of music, and I know that there have been and probably are songwriter like workshop kind of, maybe even showcases, but I've never done one, so doing it my way, it's gonna be very cool. So yeah, another opportunity for people to do it.
Very much needed.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I
So
love that. I'm so excited
So
for all the things.
I
I will not be tardy to the party on the next application period, because that's my bread and butter. Right
yeah,
there.
and that's a
Writing's my
running
personal.
application, so you don't have to wait for
Oh,
me
cool.
to announce
So I
a
can
date.
still just-
Yeah, so I'm like creating a pool of people who want to, and I'll say these are the dates, basically which one you want to come do.
Okay, Sabra, you already applied. You already
I
applied.
gotta get it myself.
Okay, we need to go and apply.
Yes.
We need to go and apply.
So,
Yes, very good.
Camille So Dope on Instagram, Facebook, so that you can follow me, or follow So Dope, or the Ohio R&B Music Festival has a Instagram page too. But I would suggest following me because I post all the variety of things,
All the things.
and then you just pick what you want to be a part of, or all the things. So it's gonna be fun.
Look, I'm
Lord
excited.
willing, more things.
I might have to. I don't know. I gotta bring a tiger or something. I gotta up the ante. I don't know. I'm gonna have some animals in there. Or
First
something.
stole things. The
Something.
fashion was fabulous last year. Everybody looked really good.
Dressing
Yeah,
down.
they did. So I
And
appreciate
shout out to my sunglasses from Rainbow, because I looked at the video on the way here at how I was jumping, and them things did not slide off. So at least on the first day that you buy them from Rainbow, they will work. The blood still works for the
And she
Rainbow
was hot, man.
sunglasses.
Like, I need to.
My mother was doing hair flips and everything. The glasses didn't go nowhere.
Yes, I'm gonna start posting the recap videos of the performances for last year.
I
I
was
saved
gonna ask
them.
about that.
Oh, I have all the
There's
stuff.
recordings and
Oh, yeah.
footage?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
I saved
Even
them
if you
up.
just send it to me.
Yeah,
Send it to
for
me.
sure.
I wanna see it.
Everybody has a folder. Every artist that performs has a folder.
I will pay for storage for you, Camille.
No, it's already
You
there.
deserve
Just gotta
it.
send it on out. Yep.
Yes.
I try to keep track of everything. Yeah. glad you had an amazing experience.
No, I literally did, and it was just like a kind of a full circle, because I can remember the first time I was at Natalie's. I think it was for one of your shows, or a show you were singing on. That me and I think maybe, I know I went with Dre, but maybe he sang a song or something. I know I wasn't on it.
Or something.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Because I want to say like you was there, Talisha.
It wasn't Dre's.
It wasn't his.
That
It was
thing.
before he had done one himself.
Oh, okay.
But his tribute was a whole nother thing. I barely got through that.
Yeah, you just heard.
That was beautiful.
It
I was like, y'all,
It was amazing.
y'all.
Alright,
It's
well,
beautiful.
If anybody needs to reach me, you have my Instagram and stuff. I'm very responsive, so just send me a message. And again, everything closes June 1st, because then I have a lot to do to go through all of that. And all the people. Last year we had over 2,000 votes for the awards, so that was pretty crazy. Like every day I was like, oh, 900. Oh, wow. So many-
No, that part.
yeah.
I didn't know like people's gonna actually do it, because you know how people play and like just hit share, but they don't hit the link.
No, people were
I'm
really
like,
voting.
people was really
It
participating.
had a little pie chart, so it was like CC, big chunk. I was like, at some point, like, I don't know if anyone's going to come in and be able to, like, close this gap
My
here.
family made it a competition.
Yeah,
They were like, how many times did you vote today?
yeah.
Oh,
That's
not more than me.
beautiful.
So I was like, oh.
That's
Okay.
cute.
But I still was thinking, like, I don't have a music video out. Whatever I sent you was some live raw footage from.
And that's really what I
the
was
show.
looking for.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to perform live, I need to know how you perform live. Like, music videos are great. I can hear the music. But
I wanna
you
hear
don't know what
you.
somebody's going to do when they get on stage, what their
Exactly.
stage presence is like. And it wasn't necessarily that I was looking for people who were going to just do acrobatics. I wasn't looking for Bobby Brown, even though we did get some of that.
You
Well,
did.
we
You got it all.
we got a little bit of everything. I was just looking for variety. Like, okay, this person's going to stand here and they're going to sound pretty and they're going to sing. This person might do a backflip off the stage, because I'm also thinking about, am I in the audience?
Yeah.
I really don't want to see 12 people just standing there. I want to see the spectrum of R&B. So that's what it is.
And it was that.
Yes. I didn't. I was like, wow.
I was blown away. Now I expected nothing but the best from you,
Yeah.
because I've known you so long, but there was such a great variety.
Mhm.
Even
Duets
to
and all kinds of stuff.
even to one of the artists, I had to go and have a personal conversation with her, because she was singing. You know, I'm not musical. Unfortunately, I wish, but she wrote songs about domestic violence
Mhm.
that I wish
That was
I.
Brianna O'Dell.
Mhm.
She.
Yeah.
She sings down too.
Oh yeah.
She had her beat with her little vocal pad thing machine, so she was stacking her vocals on stage. Her performance
She
was crazy.
was.
Yeah, she was so good.
But it beyond the talent, because there was so much talent, and there was so much talent, but that spoke to me. And then to be able to talk and network with her afterwards, like, these are things that we are missing now.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful to have you
I just
doing the
get people in
hard
room.
work, and you know, you got me
Yeah.
everything I can do, and hopefully, you know, everybody in the room, you know, we can all support each other and support other cities and all come together, because Ohio's the shit.
Yeah. I love that about it too. I can't tell you how many times my phone died during the festival, because I was TikToking with Ella Michael and like, oh, follow me on Instagram. Oh wait, a couple people check me like we're already friends, boo boo, and I'm like, wait, okay, yes we are. And like, I mean, but that, like, it was no weird shit. Like, we're all about to perform. We're all about to do our thing. Like, the girl that went before me, because I was about to go outside, he was like, no, Cece, you need to hear
you need
her.
to hear her.
Oh my God. I've been fangirling ever since. I can't think of her name, but we know who we're talking about.
Dawson.
Yes. Sings
Sound like
bangers.
Faith Evans.
She really does.
She really does. I'm like, she's from the school of faith.
Incredible voice. Body was body yada yada. Voice was vocaling. Just
She
a whole
submitted.
thing.
I was like, what the hell? She just sitting in Cleveland sounding like that.
Like, what have you been doing?
Space
But
child.
since then,
Yeah.
oh my more followers. She dropped a music video like a week after the weekend. She's been doing her thing, and like now got a new homegirl. Like we've been locked in ever since. Basically, damn near everybody from the festival. We all like, okay, now I know who you are in person.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was low key a little intimidated because I didn't have like a fancy 4K music video to send, and I'm seeing like the lineup, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta come with it. Like these baddies are doing it. Auntie gotta like do some stretches and get it together. But it was so welcoming. It was no ego. Like everybody was ready to vibe. It was a good time. Like it was a good time.
And I won't make this mistake this year, but I was only at the festival and I was blown away. I'm like, this just makes my soul feel good. Everything about it, you know.
All of it.
And the fact that we go as far back as we get, that just is such the bonus.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you had the idea to do this because I was like, you know, go vote.
Well, it took me back to, it literally took me back. I can remember the networking event for the Ohio Hip Hop Awards when you toured. And at that point, you know, this was before we lost Mo. So I would take the background role a lot more because I
had
had
a male energy on the Ohio Hip Hop Awards. It was very guys.
Yeah. Well, and just, you know, with Mo, I was able to take more of a background role. When I lost him, that was no longer an option.
Yeah.
But I can remember us, you know, talking. I think we were one of the few women here. We might have been the only women here. But just talking and everything, I'm like, you know, ever since then we've been connected, and that's what led to coming up to Cleveland for those So Dope Sundays and everything else. So this is beyond for full circle.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say. When you brought a group of people to the open mic, and like one of the artists or artists that you brought would perform, they already had a built-in support system of people who knew them in the audience, in addition to the people who were hearing them for the first time, which made everybody more comfortable when they got up there. So that was one of my favorite parts. When people go to another city and bring their friends.
Yeah,
that was cool.
It was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and if we can do that for each other again, nothing would make me happier. And whatever I need to do to organize or whatever, because that is the only talent I have.
Yeah.
I feel like it sometimes. I'm definitely not going to be behind that seat, and I'm not going to be behind a microphone unless it's the top.
Getting people together and getting people to do things is a gift.
Now that I can do. That I can do.
Know how to bring people together.
Moving them from
need to
point
get
A to
back to
point
it.
B can be very hard with adults, so that is amazing.
Yeah. So, does anybody have any questions since we talked more about the process? And then also, this is Day Luster.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you better apply this year.
He's an artist, and I'm glad you made it.
Well, yeah, I'm glad to be here. I know you guys are talking, so I like.
Well, no, I mean, I want to make sure that you have all the information. You know, do you have any questions? Do you know about everything?
I'll forward you links.
Right, I was just gonna say.
Okay.
Shoot a link.
I got an honorable mention, the John Legend tribute.
Oh,
Made me realize, why haven't I done one? I know damn near his whole catalog, but that was very like wise and just reminded everybody of how dope he is
yes.
and how dope